Hey, welcome to ProWrestling.me's daily newscast, semi-daily when we can get free from real life to run away from the YouTube. Uh, um, this is ProWrestling.me's news. We're going to cover up a bunch of topics that we covered on ProWrestling.me or around the internet. I am joined by LK. LK, welcome. And before you talk, I just want to give a pre-warning. We've been having a lot of technical difficulties. So we will man up, and if anything goes wrong with this show, we will blame YouTube. I think that's the right thing to do. LK, are you frozen?
I'm not. You were a bit clusterfuckery during your vintage intro, which is very upsetting because that's the highlight of the show every single show, per sources that I have.
Appreciate the kind words. Yeah. My intros and my own music, it's either people love it or hate it. There's no one that's like, yeah, you know what? That fat guy's kind of okay. There's none of that. There's either love or hate. All right, let's break down the big ones. First big story we're going to break down is the greatest Florida Gator of all time, Titus O'Neil, suspended for being black. LK, would you like to follow up on that?
There's not really much to talk about, really. What made me laugh is when I watched it, because it was on the Dory Network portion on the Daniel Bryan celebration. So I'm there having a watch, and then I see at the end, Titus O'Neil grabbing Vince. Vince is having a joke, so is Titus. I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. Because it was on the network, it wasn't live on Raw. It felt like you were actually seeing them, if you know what I mean. It was them as real people, real human beings, not in character. And then to go on the Twitter machine today to find out he was suspended for 90 days for, what was it, unprofessional conduct because he had a joke. And so much for wrestling being fun. There's definitely no political bullshit going on back. And then the best thing was today is about 20 minutes before I went on air, Dave Bautista, Dave Coco's favorite professional wrestler of all time, went on
outside of the ring. As soon as he steps in the ring, I fucking despise that guy, but go on.
He sent a tweet. I'll quickly get it up now. It's on the, I retweeted it, so it's easy for me to get up. Easy for me to get up, story of the night. He tweets, basically some guy put, Big Dave Bautista, please make a call to Stamford and do something about this straight bullshit treatment of Titus O'Neil. Bautista puts, I did something better. I called Titus O'Neil and told him to ask to be released. #OneLife. Bautista coming through. Damn.
Yeah, fucking Dave Bautista, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. There's so many aspects of this story we have to do. First off, let's get this we have to talk about it every time there's a pro wrestling story. Is it a work? All right, let's take if it's a work. It's a horrible work. What are you saying? Let's just go. All right. Yay! People think we're racist. Let's do a racist storyline where it just looks fucking ridiculous. We got him. If it's a work, here's an idea, folks. What if the work actually made the product better? You ever notice whenever the product is horrible, they're like, it's a work. You know what? If it's a work, wow, way to go, guys. Now, some of you Americans, as I'm talking to a guy in England, you guys love talking about race. But I always compare it. Joey Styles. Enough said. End of story. It's over. Joey Styles fucking got into a fight backstage, and he was praised. He was respected. Vince said that a boy. Let's go to some shoot interviews. What was the advice that Kofi Kingston was giving? Oh, you can't let Vince McMahon bully you like that. You have to step up to him. He'll respect you if you fight him. Yeah? No. It's bullshit. It is fucking pure bullshit. And, it's completely bullshit. And now let's say, Vince is really upset. Let's say a 90-day suspension. And now granted, WrestleZone, WrestleZone.com is saying that the suspension was downgraded to 60 days. And someone online said it's because John Cena can't make it to Make-A-Wish. But let's just say he's really angry. Let's say he's justified. Let's say Titus O'Neil said, hey, fuck you, motherfucker. I fucking hate you. Whatever, dude. First off, you can't be like, well, when John Cena's sucking, you gotta take the ball and stand up and show, blah, blah, blah. No, it's bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. If anyone gets anything out of this, WWE is full of shit. And it's just fucking wrong. There have been tons of stories about Vince McMahon wanting the pro wrestlers to fight. There's tons of stories about Vince McMahon wanting to fucking take finishers in the bar shoot style. There are tons of stories about bullying. There are tons of stories about Vince McMahon saying, hey, dude, you gotta fucking man up. Vince has threatened people. Why? Where's Stephanie McMahon's 90 days? Where's Stephanie McMahon's 90 days? No, that's like a legit question. Where's Stephanie McMahon's 90 days?
Dave, have you seen the colour of her skin? By my last assumption, she's white. She won't get a suspension. If she was black, I think he might have put her up for adoption if she was fucking black.
Well, I don't know, but look, let's look at the penalties. 90 days. You can appear. You could be a DUI. You could pull a John Jones, and you're fucking on the TV show next day. Great. Be a star. Kids, don't you dare touch the boss if you're black. But hey, if you want to drink and drive, go right ahead. Go fucking go crazy. We'll fucking see you at the main event. Drugs, I don't know what the drug policy is, but I guarantee fucking people are taking drugs and not getting 90-day suspensions. It's bullshit. It is complete fucking bullshit. It is. And not even that, but like Stone Cold didn't even get suspended, and that motherfucker walked out. CM Punk, like it's utterly fucking ridiculous. The system is not fucking fair. And on top of that, fucking, I read a tweet, and I apologize. I don't want to throw the guy under the bus, but Dave Bautista told him to leave. Hey, you should fucking quit. And I agree with that. I believe 100%. I love Titus O'Neil because I love Florida Gators. I'm just loyal to Florida Gators. But if he comes back, I will never respect him again. Ever. Dude, you're 39 years old. You're fucking a great linebacker, had a great college career, have a college degree, you're smart as fuck, and you should have saved up fuck you money by now. If you're 39 years old and you grab your boss in a playing manner and he suspends you for 90 days and you come back, you've made a lot of wrong decisions in life. And all that, but like, mystery tweet here or devil's advocate, well, where's he going to go? TNA, what does that prove? It proves you're a fucking man. It proves that, hey, fuck you, man. Like, I have no idea where this loyalty to corporations are. Do you think Vince McMahon is loyal to his employees? Do you think he's loyal to anybody? He's not even loyal to his own fucking father. And you think, oh, well, you gotta be loyal because it's my dream. No, you don't have to be fucking loyal. You're 39 years old. Get the fuck out of here. You should have fuck you money saved up. If you go back, you're a bitch, bro. You are a fucking bitch. And I love you, Titus O'Neil. You go back, you're a bitch, bro. That's it. It's end of fucking story. And, if Vince McMahon had a reputation of never touch me, if Vince McMahon had a reputation of, hey, we don't do that, then yeah, fine. Hey, take the punishment. I was wrong. But when you're the scapegoat, when you're the example, no. You're 39 years old. You should have enough fuck you money saved up to be like, I'm no one's example. I'm no one's scapegoat. There's no fucking way. And, I feel bad. I feel bad for people that think like that because and no amount of money and no amount of success will change the way they think. Like, I've met some of the most successful people in the world, and they're scared to leave their fucking jobs because it's that mentality. It's like, oh, no, where are you going to go, TNA? Hey, I absolutely hate fucking TNA right now. I think TNA is the shittiest fucking product in the world. Besides 4 wrestlers. Besides 4 wrestlers, it's the shittiest fucking project in the world. I would rather be in TNA than be Titus O'Neil in WWE. I'd rather just fucking go home. What's his fucking degree in? Go get a fucking real job. Go fucking work in charity. Go do anything. The fuck, man? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now? What the fuck is wrong with you people? And I understand. Hey, if Titus O'Neil never saved a dime, if Titus O'Neil fucking, hey, he was 22 and he's like, dude, no, this is my fucking career, then hey, I have no problem. But if you're 39 years old and you don't have fuck you money saved up, you've made a lot of, especially with a college degree, No, there's no fucking way. There's no way. If you go back to this fucking company, you're a bitch. And I love you. Gators, you're a bitch. You are a fucking bitch. And Vince McMahon, you're a racist. Just come out and say, hey, I'm a fucking racist. Because you cannot fucking treat people differently than that. And people will be like, oh, no, it's not. It's not. It is. If that was The Rock, if that was John Cena, if that was fucking one of his boys, he fucking wouldn't have done it. There's favoritism. There's fucking racism. There's fucking everything. No, it's just a fucked up situation. And if you come back, you're a bitch, bro. And all these people are like, oh, I worship corporations. Now, if you're 19, you need money. But I'm talking about those guys that I like to call poverty millionaires. The ones that fucking are like, oh, I love corporations. Corporations are great. Oh, by the way, I worship fucking athletes being fucking something that they shouldn't be, and I don't fucking live in the same examples they do. There's got to be a fucking line. There just has to be. And Titus O'Neil, I love you because you're a Florida Gator. You're a fucking bitch if you return.
But do you think he took a? Do you reckon he took a pay fall? Like we knew Meltzer got. Well, we don't know, but we know Meltzer took the fall for Punk. There's my Meltzer jab of the night. But do you think Titus O'Neil? Look, they said, look, I'm going to have to make an example of you. We can't have this. I will pay you X amount of money. Take this fall. Take it like a champ. No. It's surely because this is like in the end of the day, WR smart business. Wink, wink. They're going to know they're going to get bad press from this. I think the New York Times or some New York gimmick, they posted how, the fans are calling them racist. You don't want that. So I honestly believe that, Titus did that as a joke, but the WWE aren't happy with that.
Well, we don't know the situation, but let me tell you something. If there are athletes telling other athletes, fight Vince McMahon for respect, and you suspend someone for 90 days, you're a bitch. End of fucking story. End of story. You're a bitch. And Vince McMahon is a bitch. It's the end of the story. I know, WWE super fans are going to be like, but he gave us everything I love. Oh, let me suck on that corporate titty. But no, he's not a good fucking person. And know what the best part is? I went on Cult of Kayfabe, and I looked, and there was, Daniel Bryan, how injured he was. And everyone was like, oh, I'd like to see the IWC defend this. Vince is a great guy, and he does care about his athletes. Yep, and I'm sure Daniel Bryan would not be in that ring concussion-filled if it wasn't for lawsuits. I'm sure he has a track record of the 80s and 90s of taking care of his athletes. I'm sure that, every time there's been a union or anyone's ever stepped up, Vince hasn't crushed it. But Vince McMahon is for the boys. Oh, pardon me. Let me apologize. I'm so fucking wrong. You're right. Vince McMahon cares about his athletes. No. It's bullshit, dude. Stop loving a corporation that doesn't love you back. Okay?
So, are we going to move on, or should we see if there's any live comments regarding the Titus O'Neil incident?
Yeah, we'll see if there's any live comments, and then we can move on.
Yep, cool. What is it? What's the song you usually go? Because you have one for the live comments. What's your live? Is it the Indiana Jones song you sing?
I guess I don't really know. I just fucking make up songs as I go along.
Hard Case 678 says no way this is a work. Ramus Stanny, the pornography lover, puts no NXT review. Yes, me and Booms are going to be going live with a NXT review at the top of the hour.
Yeah, we're going to have so many podcasts today. Just LK wanted to do this one first, but we're going to have so many podcasts that we'll probably lose subscribers. They'll just be like, that's way too much content. I'm out, bitches. I'm going to be doing a Lucha Underground. Boom Boom and LK will be doing NXT. And then I think I'm going to do a bunch of Stumped Idiots because I have a million questions that are directed right towards me. But I'm thinking about not doing it live so that when I work, I think I worked all day. Friday's my busiest day in real life. And that's tomorrow, my time. But I just have so much stuff to do, so I might record it and then put it out on later dates. So it doesn't look like LK is the only one doing work. All right, any live comments?
Ray Mustani puts, Vince doesn't like black people because it doesn't fit in his ass.
All right. Well,
Titus would. That's probably confirmed. Titus would be a star in other promotions like TNA and Lucha. Maybe not Lucha.
I don't know. It just depends on the storyline and all that. Because you got to remember, Lucha has had horrible pro wrestlers, and they've hid their weaknesses. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm just going to say eye patch. So they've had horrible wrestlers, and they've booked them great. TNA has probably already offered them 7 fucking deals already. Do you think just fucking like? I don't want to TNA bash too much, but I've had it up to here. Like, I feel like an old man. I've had it up to here with the TNA. But do you think TNA just has, like, hacked the WWE email list and just every day sends 7 offers to everyone? Like, there's an intern that's like, why am I getting offers from TNA? All right, moving on.
Randy Morgan says he agrees if it's a shoot, but thinks it's a work. Yeah, I think it's a work. I honestly think it's just him setting an example. That's my opinion on it. I think everything's a work, mate. But that's just my damn problem. Like the NFL, I think that's a work. Like there's no way that wasn't a work last night, or whatever night it was. I think that's a work. I think everything in this world is a work.
Well, here's my thing.
Everything.
What I always ask this. You know, and this is what I say, because a lot of times, you know, there's YouTubers that everything's a work and they don't come back. This is what I always say. Work or shoot. Was it good television? Is it a good idea? And that's it. So let's say it's a work. Let's say, you know, let me put on my booking cap how it's a work. Vince McMahon is grabbed. Vince McMahon shoves it. All right, so that is not on Raw. That is just, and they edit it out later. But everyone's talking about it. Okay, that's a weird way to do a work, but let's just go on. Maybe they've upped their work game. All right, there's newspapers everywhere saying they're racist. There's fans everywhere saying they're racist. There's people screaming it's not fair. Okay, so that's the reaction. We get behind Titus O'Neil, and Titus O'Neil shows up to feud with Vince McMahon. That's when the work starts falling apart. When you actually have to book the work. You know what I mean? Like, Vince, I got this idea. When we go off the air, why don't you shove one of your employees because you're an asshole, then suspend them for longer than you would someone who was drinking and driving, and then when everyone calls you a racist, have him come back and feud with you. I know you're fucking 80 years old and he can't fucking wrestle. Love you, Florida Gators. I mean, that's the thing, like, you know,
no. When I mean work, I didn't mean storyline.
Just to work to trick us and be angry. What's the benefit in that?
No, I think it's a work as in they're giving him the pay. He is suspended. He's going to go do charity work. He's going to go do loads of charity work. He's going to be getting paid still. He's going to be paid the exact same. The only difference is he ain't going to be on TV because, like it said on some articles, that Vince is trying to tell the boys that you don't fuck around on live TV like that. So I think he's just trying to make a statement. He's paying.
When is Stephanie going to get her 90-day suspension?
Yeah, she's a whore though. So she probably gave him.
No, dude. And this is why I'm a cowardly anarchist. If there's rules, everyone follows it. If the king and the queen don't follow the rules, you bet your ass I'm not following the rules until you have a gun. I mean, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. No, you have to fucking lead by example. These are your fucking role models, WWE defenders. This is what the fuck you do. If Stephanie McMahon doesn't get a 90-day suspension, I don't. And maybe I'm just an asshole, but I'm not fucking anyone's example. No. And out of that, but like, I believe in my heart of hearts, you fulfill contracts. I do. But if you suspend me for no fucking reason, well, then no. The contract's null and void. You have to keep your end of the contract. Like, a lot of people forget that. A contract's a two-way street. You show up to do a job, they show up, and then out of nowhere, they suspend you 90 days. You're like, no, I'm getting a lawyer. I'm getting the fuck out of my contract. And always make sure you know what you're fucking to get out of a contract is. But yeah, no. And not only that, but also leaving. Like, Dennis Rodman said something a long time ago. He's like, you can be an asshole if you're the best at what you do, or if you're the hardest worker. And I agree with that. So, like, a lot of times, if I'm not happy with my job, I fucking work hard. I just fucking grind. I, like, count down the days to the contract. Now, if they suspend me, fuck you. I ain't coming back. But especially if it's unjust suspension. But you know, when my contract's up and they're like, "Oh, are you gonna resign?" Then I'm like, "No, it's because of this, this, and this. You're a horrible person." And people are like, "Oh, well, you're gonna be screwed." No. And then people are like, "Oh, well, what does it do?" You know, every time there's a CM Punk, every time there's a Titus O'Neil doing the right thing, it fucking gives hope for the other workers. It gives hope. Like, I worked for a school that never hired a black teacher, that fired pregnant women. And when I was the highest paid teacher on the roster, and I was the gaijin foreigner that's ever been the highest promoted. And they went to go re-sign a contract, and I was like, no. You literally have not hired black guys when they were more qualified than white teachers, and you fire pregnant women. This is not a company I want to work for, and they don't fucking get it. But I went back to that fucking school because I had friends that worked there. Now they have black teachers, and they won't fire that. There has to be someone has to fucking be the example. Someone has to be brave. Someone has to be like, hey, fuck you. You know, I've worked with WWE, and I remember the first time they gave me a tour of FCW Arena, and they're like, "Oh, if you say," I was like, the conversation was like, "Oh, well, I've worked with the Bucks before, you know, I've worked with the Rage, so we're just having a conversation." They're like, "If you say anything bad about us on the radio, we'll break your leg. Be a star." And my response was, "Oh, so it's like working for the Buccaneers." And fucking, they were like, "This guy's an asshole," because like, who gives a shit, man? I don't know. Being a man is way more important than fucking just being a bitch. I don't understand. Maybe I'm old. Maybe. And like, here's the thing. A lot of people, when they hear me talk like this, think I'm a bad employee. Fuck no. Ask any of my bosses. They'd be like, no. Dave's an asshole, but he's the best at what he does. That was actually a legit quote from one of my bosses. I'm fucking motherfucking Chris Jericho around this bitch. But there's a difference between being a good employee and being a bitch. Grabbing your boss, and then, let's say there's, like, I think the 90 days is where you go to bitch territory, even 60 days. This should have been, we have to edit it. Fuck you. What the fuck, man? Don't ever fucking do that again. Like, no. 90 days, 60 days, go fuck yourself days. It's bullshit. I'm not saying be a complete fucking prick, but I'm saying you have to stand up for yourself. I mean, I see people at fucking jobs where they get screamed and yelled at and like, what? No. Now, I'm not saying be a piece of shit at work. That's not the message. I'm saying be a good employee, but have a set of fucking balls. You know, like, I don't know. I go to work and I'm just randomly tell people, like, I'm never wearing a tie again. They're like, okay. That's it. I'm just like, oh, no, I don't get paid enough. You know, like, I love the ball. I love the two jobs I work for. Well, I love every job I work for or every business I run. I really do. I'm very lucky in that aspect. But I'll say stuff to my boss that other employees won't. You know, they'll be like, oh, you should get a shave and a haircut. Yeah, you don't pay me enough. I'm not fucking shaving and getting a haircut. You know, and it's just, if you're good at what you do, you don't have to be a bitch.
Yes.
And especially if it's unjustified. Like, I remember I was working at Ginza, and Ginza's like the Beverly Hills of Japan. And some asshole yelled at me. And I was like, you're never talking to me like that again, or I'll punch you in the face. If you want to fire me, you can fire me. But talk to me like that again, we're stepping outside. They didn't fire me. You stop talking to people that way. You have to, and sometimes you will get fired. But if you're a fucking hardworking, good employee, don't be a bitch. Too many people. And then my whole thing is, if you're fucking 19 and you don't have fuck you money saved, hey, I understand. Sometimes you have to. But if you're 39 years old, Florida Gator graduate, and fucking a WWE superstar, no. You have to draw the line, bro. You come back, you're a bitch. End of story. And I love you, Titus. All right, any more live comments, and then we'll go to the next story?
We'll just jump to the next story. Booms has just alerted me. He's just started to watch NXT, so we better get this one rocking and rolling, because the live comments at the end are always a bit in a good way. I'm not saying that for Jesus Christ, before I get fucking blown up in the comments.
You're turning into a robot,
Have you read the TV ratings? Sorry?
Have I read it to you? What? Say that again. I'm sorry, you were breaking up.
Oh, have you read the Raw TV ratings for this week?
No, I tweeted them, but I did not actually read them because I'm a scumbag. Go on.
Okay. So we're up from last week. We're at a 2.65, but this isn't the concerning thing, Dave. This isn't concerning. So we had hour number 1, obviously with the Daniel Bryan intrigue, we're going to get good stuff. So we got 3.907 million viewers. Okay, that's good stuff. Then you had Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler. They kept them there to start the second hour. 3.905 million viewers. Only lost 2,000 people. Then we go to the third hour, where we start to drag. We have women's match that's uninteresting. We have a Daniel Bryan retirement speech. We're all the way down to 3.368. That's a fucking 600,000 plus drop from hour number 2 to hour number 3. That is evidence, that is proof that the third hour is just too long. They don't care if you put a fucking retirement speech for a global icon and a national treasure on there. They don't give a fuck. 3 hours as a wrestling show is too damn long. And the evidence, the proof is right there in the pudding. 3.368 dropped from 3.905. That's insanity. A million viewers dropped. And it's a retirement speech. It's not like, oh, you got a main event of a 6-man tag. You're having a fucking national treasure in Daniel Bryan retiring, for damn sake. How does that...
I got a couple things to say about that. I agree and disagree. One, the 3-hour thing is a great point, but at the same time, the show is average to horrible to one good spot. Second thing is, if I didn't review Monday Night Raw, I honestly would have turned it off and watched it on YouTube. I would have just been like, oh, I'll watch Daniel Bryan's speech later. Like, it was grinding. You know what I mean? It was grinding. And not that, but it's been worse. Third, there's a lot of great shit on television on Mondays. Like, someone showed me a lineup of Monday nights, because I watch it, I'm in Japan, so I don't know. There's a lot of good television shows on Monday nights. And also, WWE is going to blame Daniel Bryan for this. You know they are. They're like, it happens every week, but now that it happened with what fan favorite, it's his fault. If it was John Cena, they'd be like, no, everything's like, it's just depressing. Like, it's just fucking depressing. Like, I don't know what's more depressing, that WWE lies to themselves or that people just buy the propaganda. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Like, if you break down every stat that Vince McMahon says is his brass ring, the people they choose are not the people that should be on top by his own standards. So, yeah, it's just depressing. But you know what? If I did not review Raw, I would have turned it off and watched it on YouTube later. And I'm sure there's tons of people. Not all that, but you're going against, like, I don't watch television. I don't watch the CSIs and all that shit that get millions. But, I do watch Castle and Supergirl. There's always sports on. I would have changed. If I didn't review Raw and I lived in America, I would change the channel. I would have turned it off. It's just, it's 3 hours, but it's also 3 hours of, it's not 3 hours of content. It's 3 hours of, oh, fuck, we got to draw this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and here's the thing. Like, it's one guy just filling in time. That's what it feels like. It's Vince McMahon filling in time. You look at Lucha Underground, those are all former WWE writers. You look, at different companies. Just give the ball in segments to different people and have them compete. Like, just be like, hey, hey, Hollywood writer A, hey, former wrestler B, you have the 9 o'clock spot. Here's your thing. If someone had power in TNA, they were going to have different creative teams book different segments. Someone was going to book the X division, someone was going to book the tag, someone was going to book the women, someone was going to book the main event. Like, they were going to have different teams so that, everyone could fucking work and be that way. But, if it's 3 hours, like that opening promo. Let's be completely honest. Every week's opening promo could be summed up in a tweet and a 2-minute update. Like there should be no promo that opens the show less than 5 minutes. And that's the thing. That's not even a pro wrestling thing. That's an entertainment thing. Could you imagine? I don't know. I don't keep up with television, but a long time ago, American Idol used to be popular. I imagine it's still popular. It could be off there. I don't know. But there's a ton of spinoffs. Let's use the American Idol as an example. Could you imagine American Idol? Simon, the black guy, the random girl, Howard Stern, I don't know. And they just come on, and it's a 3-hour American Idol, and the judges just fucking talk for what, 30 to 40 minutes? That would be insane. Now, I don't know. You don't have to be MTV and, whatever their pro wrestling company was. You don't have to have cuts and all that shit. I mean, it would be different, but you don't have to go that route. But at the same time, there are times, they're like, oh, opening promo. All right, that's got to last at least 20, 30 minutes. That's got to last, and don't do that. I don't know. It's a company that is booking for 3 hours and not booking for entertainment or shows. They have the mindset right now of, oh fuck, we have 3 hours to fill. What are we gonna do? They do not have the mindset of, oh, we have to make good television. That is not their top priority. Their top priority is to fill in 3 hours. It's like being a writer, and I'm just do writing books. Sometimes I worry, especially my second novel. Hopefully it comes out soon. Hopefully my second novel. Dude, writing, you don't know how long ago I wrote these books, so I'm so excited when they come out. Publishing a book is a lot harder than writing a book. But sometimes you're like, oh man, it's only 60,000. I'd like it to be 80,000 words. But the story's over. A lot of people are like, oh, they'll have a 50-page story. But then they're like, oh, I want it to be a novel. And they're like, no, it's not a novel. It's a 50-page story. So they'll just add complete bullshit filler. I hate to do this because I love the genre. Science fiction is famous for that. Science fiction will have a story. Let's go television time. Science fiction will have a story that will be 42 minutes long. And they'll be like, no, we got to make it a 3-hour Raw. It's like, no, you don't. Just tell the fucking story now. But they're not telling great stories. They're filling in time. And that is the huge problem. And, they might blame it on Daniel Bryan, but they're wrong because they won't blame it on John Cena. The problem is, if you're not a super fan, a loyalist, or a reviewer, who the fuck's not changing the channel? Supergirl's amazing. I don't know how good Castle is in the new season, but early Castle, which I'm watching now, is good. CSI, fuck, that's horrible. Don't watch it, dude. They're all the fucking same. I'm just gonna say CSI because there's a million of them. Law and Order, CSI. They're horrible shows. What makes me sad? That CSI gets better ratings than Castle, but we're getting way off topic. It just makes me sad because you're like, oh, Castle's well written. Oh, they get story structure. Oh, they get it. Dude, CSI is just like, it's Monday Night Raw of fucking television shows, but it gets good ratings, so it wouldn't be Monday Night Raw. But yeah, that's my views. Yeah, you got anything else to add or live comments?
I did see your point of view of people turning the channel because I didn't watch Raw live. Obviously, I was working. That's why I wasn't on the Raw review. So when I got home, I had a quick watch, and obviously I was DVR, as you American people I think called it. I had it on record, and I sat through the whole 3 hours and 15 minutes and 60 minutes. The only thing I didn't skip was Owen Ziggler and the fucking Bryan promo. And I liked the three-way that they're doing where they protected Dean Ambrose. They actually made him look like a lunatic. Really good job. I really, really like that. But the issue I have with this triple threat of Fastlane, because I didn't get to say this on the Raw review, and this is my first public forum since then, I think that it's like a chocolate bar. What Vince McMahon is doing. It's like Roman Reigns is that dark chocolate that you just don't like, and he's shoving it down your throat. You have Dean Ambrose, just a fan favorite, who's this amazing galaxy caramel chocolate that melts in your mouth. You're like, Vince isn't going to open that chocolate. You're like, Vince, give me the chocolate. I'll cheer for him. I'll do anything. I'll buy his merchandise. I'll outbeat Cena. Just give me the fucking chocolate bar. So he's there like, no. You're there tussling and turning with him. You're beating him up. And he's there and he pulls it away, snaps it. But it just, they've booked Roman Reigns in a 3-way. He's going to win. Do we confirm right now that Roman Reigns is going to win that 3-way? Pretty much.
I would be completely shocked if he doesn't.
Okay, so we'll take that into perspective. Okay, so we pretty much could certain Roman Reigns is going to win this 3-way. If he beats Ambrose, he's going to get booed out of the building. If he pins Brock Lesnar, he's going to be booed out of the building. This is your number one babyface heading into the main event of the biggest show of the year, and he's going to be booed out of the building no matter how he wins. And you're telling me they're smart bookers. I like how they protected Dean Ambrose. I will give them that with the cheap shot. I do sense a heel turn from Reigns on Ambrose. I think that is how they can save it. But then who's going to face Triple H at Mania? Maybe Brock, but we've seen that 16,258 times in the past. We don't really want to see that again. Unless they just go the surprise route of Lesnar versus Reigns, and then Ambrose versus H, that underdog storyline. But that went off topic, but I just wanted to give my opinion on the Raw and that segment in general. But
yeah, no problem.
I just don't understand how you could put your number one babyface in there, who Vince wants to be the number one babyface, against the actual 2 number one babyfaces in the company. It's just, he must be so. I hate that.
I mean, the only thing, and I'm going to do a video on this. I think the only thing that could save this is Roman Reigns has to Superman punch Stephanie. That's the only way he'll get over. And not only that, but will they allow it? Will fans, especially younger fans, will they allow it? I don't mean to sound like Jerry Seinfeld, but when Stephanie McMahon slaps a man, that's funny. When she gets Superman punched, oh, that's gone too far. I don't know. That wasn't a joke. It was just a sad observation. But yeah, I honestly think, I mean, there's a lot of different options, but here's the problem with a lot of different options. They have to do something amazing for us to care. Because, hey, maybe, I'm just trying to think of stuff that could possibly save it. Roman Reigns wins, gets booed out of the building, Stephanie makes fun of him, and she just Superman punches her. And like, oh, fuck! And there's that shock value, and he starts getting that Stone Cold. Because remember, he was like Stone Cold badass for like a week, and then he went back to pretending to be John Cena. There's also the fact that he turns heel on Dean Ambrose and they feud, and then Brock goes. Because Brock versus Triple H is kind of the safe, casual fan main event. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, this year sucked. Here's the best we can do. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. WrestleMania, Dallas, Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. It's the best we could do. And then, of course, you got the possibility of Dean Ambrose going against Triple H, but I don't know, because the way they're booking Dean Ambrose at times, it's just like patchwork. It's like, hey, everything sucks, but here, have a lollipop. You know what I mean? It's like, all right. So I think they have to do something amazing, or I'm sorry, they have to do something awesome. They're just not in the business of being awesome. They're not in the business of being awesome. They're in the business of, holy fuck, we got 3 hours to fill. That's what they're in the business of. So, all right.
We'll go to live comments after we do the house show results in Germany this evening. Poor Germans, these poor Germans, poor people. So to start off, they had to suffer through a Big Show match, as Big Show made the face turn with the Usos. Someone must calculate how many fucking times Big Show's turned face and heel. Absolute insanity. They defeated the WWE Tag Team Champions to Dave Coco's happiness. Swagger defeated Tyler Bishop for leaving SmackDown early. Charlotte defeated Paige. Dean Ambrose in Coco's dream match that hasn't happened yet. Dean Ambrose defeated Kevin Owens.
Oh, of course. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God, please.
Goldust.
Oh my God. They know they have a roster of people, right? Oh my God.
Goldust.
They gotta know they have a roster of people, right?
No, I don't think they do. Goldust defeated Bo Dallas. R-Truth defeated Bo Dallas. Dolph Ziggler defeated Rusev. That could have been all right. And then in the main event, these poor bastards had to sit through Roman Reigns defeating the once artist formerly known as Alberto Del Rio. Poor man. Poor man. At least he's main eventing in Germany, but damn, that card sounded bad. Just imagine that. You get to the show, you kick off with a fucking Big Show and Uso match. Then you go to a fucking Dean Ambrose, Kevin Owens, which you've seen 785 times already. 2 squash matches. The artist formerly known as Bertie in the main event and Ziggler. Like, come on. You can do better than that. I thought Raw was bad, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, they're saving the good stuff for Raw. Well, who knows? Sometimes the house shows, they bust their asses. Not all the time, but sometimes. Like Japan house shows, they have to bust their asses. So I always sometimes enjoy going to Japan house shows. But it really just depends on the city. But I don't know. The problem with WWE is they have the best roster in the world, but they don't deliver a good product. So it's always sketchy buying tickets. Like, I've been to WrestleMania before, so I have no interest in buying tickets months in advance for WrestleMania because the odds of it being a good card are not in my favor. You know? So, there you go. Yeah. You know, I'd rather, like, if they had a choice, you don't know the card. You just won a contest, and you could go to WrestleMania without knowing the card, Wrestle Kingdom without knowing the card, ROH WrestleMania weekend show without knowing the card, or, you know, that's about it. I don't want to throw any other companies on the bus. You're not choosing WrestleMania if you're a pro wrestling fan. Like, if you win a contest, fly, all that, you know, and just like, hey, everything is equal. You're like, no. Like, even at WrestleMania weekend, they'd be like, would you rather see a Ring of Honor a year from now? So you have no idea what the rosters are going to be. You have no idea what the feuds are going to be. But if they said, here's free tickets, what would you rather do? Now, listen, it's a bucket list to go to WrestleMania. So, like, if you've never been to WrestleMania, I think, you know, even if it's a bad WrestleMania, you deserve to go to one. It's just like a bucket list check mark. But if you've already been to WrestleMania, no, choose Ring of Honor and New Japan every fucking time. Every time. I'd rather go to a Lucha Underground TV taping. You know, if everything is equal, you know, and it just depends if you've been there. Because, like, I've talked to, like, you know, some of the most positive thinking fans and wealthy pro wrestling fans. Like, there's a lot of wealthy pro wrestling fans that travel in Japan. And I talk to them and be like, hey, man, you going to WrestleMania? And he's like, nah, I've been to one. I'm like, I have no idea what the card's going to be. I'm not risking it. And who knows? Hopefully one day WrestleMania will be something special again, where you're just like, because obviously it's still special in the point of most people don't miss it. Even the most hated WWE fans usually watch WrestleMania. You know, it's still special because if you haven't been there, you should at least go once. You know what I mean? And be like, have you been to WrestleMania? Yes, I have. I think you should. The atmosphere is great. It's just a celebration of pro wrestling. There's a lot of local shows in the area. So, but, you know, it's not special enough to be like, I've been there once, you know, let me buy my tickets fucking months and years in advance. No, because most likely you're going to get fucking or Triple H versus, you know, Roman Reigns, you know, and that's next year's WrestleMania too. But, you know, it's just, you just never know. So I think WrestleMania is still special because you got it. You know, you're kind of forced to watch it, and you should. If you're a pro wrestling fan, you should go to WrestleMania at least once. But once you've been there once, you're like, yeah, I'm good. I get it. It's an awesome experience, but who knows what you're gonna have.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd go to the Mania, but then I'd go to like the Evolve shows and then the Ring of Honor show. Like instead of going to the Hall of Fame, like that Saturday night, I'd go to an Evolve show. The Friday night, I'd go to Ring of Honor show because that way you get all three in there at once.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, and that's what I always do when I go to a Mania. I never go to Hall of Fame. I don't go to Hall of Fame for one thing. There's so many fucking rules. if I wanted to pay to follow rules, no, if I gotta follow fucking rules, you're paying me. I'm not paying you to fucking, like, what is this? Fucking, what is it called? S&M? Like, this ain't fucking like, oh, a fucking leather mask. Oh, you gotta wear a suit and you gotta cheer. Like, no, fuck you. No, I'm not a studio audience member. Fucking, I'm out. So, yeah. Who pays for rules? Oh, please. Here you go. And I'll laugh with this. I don't know. I've never been to a Hall of Fame thing. I wanted to go to Ric Flair's Hall of Fame thing, but they were like, you got to wear a suit and you got to have a haircut. And I don't know how strict they are, but I'm like, I'm not paying you to tell me what to wear. And then not allowed, but Ring of Honor was like right across the street, and Ring of Honor Super Bowl weekend, I mean, not Super Bowl weekend, WrestleMania weekend live is some of the best wrestling ever. Plus, the one that I went to was half Dragon Gate, half Ring of Honor.
Oh.
That was such a good show. Live, I don't know what it was like on DVD, but live, it was just amazing. All right.
Live comments quick. We've got a few.
Sure.
Ray Mustani says, Coco, you should buy TNA.
Oh, do you know how much you'd have to pay for TNA just because Dixie would probably... Because Dixie thinks she's a business person. So Dixie would want her money back, and Dixie's also doesn't want it really... She wants to prove everyone wrong. So, like, the price tag would be so high. You know, I would... For the money that it costs to buy TNA, you can just start your own Fed and pretty much be on the same level.
But Dave, the name value, I mean, all the defenders you would have on your side. Think of the powerful army you could create, the TNA army.
Yeah, even with the TNA, like, even the most positive TNA fans, I don't know. I wouldn't buy it. Like, if I did buy it, the first thing I'd do is change the name.
Oh, yeah, Jesus
First
Christ.
thing I would do is like, no, and it's not even the TNA Impact thing. I've heard that argument. It's just, you know, Eric Young said it, that a Nickelback of pro wrestling. No matter how good or bad they are, people are going to think it's horrible. And on top of that, they've made mistake after mistake after mistake. And the defenders have become delusional. So, like, you know, it's like crying wolf. TNA is way better than WWE. And a WWE superfan checks it out and goes, no, it's not, and leaves. So, all right, so you're paying millions and millions of dollars for less than 1.0 television show that can't draw and has a bad reputation and brand damaged? You'd have to be a fucking idiot to do that, or a Carter.
TNA Wrestling, where they stop casual viewers watching alternatives, the bastard. Adrian Carminetti says, do you know the TNA wrestler Raquel?
I have no idea. I haven't watched TNA in a while.
She was assaulted at an indie show here in Miami.
That sucks.
Apparently, she suffered a broken jaw and a shattered tooth.
Yeah, that sucks, bro. That's bad security. You need fucking good security on that shit. I used to run a security company. I used to run a pro wrestling company. When I hear shit like that, it drives me crazy. And it just drives me crazy on two things. Like, if you're a pro wrestler, if you're a pro wrestler, there's no way you should touch a fan unless they touch you. And if you're a security guard, there's no fucking way anyone. Like, I remember when I ran ACW's buildings, I remember, like, the fans were behaved because we were on top of that. The security guards, like, dudes, when I ran ACW, if you touched a wrestler, you got the fucking shit kicked out of you. Like, we just had fucking security guards that fucking made the NYPD look calm. They just beat the fucking living piss out of you. So, like, if a cruiserweight came down, the biggest, drunkest guys just cheered because they're like, hey, I might be able to beat that cruiserweight's ass, but that fucking security guard is going to throw me through the fucking ringer. And then FCW took over. That was WWE. And first off, their attendance dropped. Second off, they would have, like, drunk guys just get in the way of 9 feet tall guys because they're like, oh, you can't touch. And I would tell the wrestlers you can't touch them either, but that's why you have security guards. There's no way a fan, besides, you know, the high fives and all that shit, but there's no way a fan and a wrestler should have interaction with each other at all physically. No way. It's either you've lost control of your roster or your security is god-awful. God fucking awful. You know, and like I feel bad sometimes because like, man, like I don't know if there's someone on Combat TV, we might have edited it out. But some of my favorite fucking footage of me running the shows was just seeing fans tossed around like fucking rag dolls because they thought it was a good idea to get into the ring. And let me tell you, no matter how drunk you are, you're like, hey, I got the beer muscles. You're like, dude, I'm going to go in there and fuck that bitch up, or I'm going to go in there and fuck that dude up, you know, whatever the situation is. And then you fucking go and you see another guy get the fucking living life choked out of him and thrown around like a rag doll. You sit back down and go, boo! Like, you do not fucking enter that ring. And yeah, we beat the fuck out of anyone. The thing is, it's got to be both ways. There's no way a wrestler should touch an audience member, and there's no way an audience member should touch it. And I'm fucking really strict about that shit. And like, fans make fun of me all the time. Like, you know, there was you guys on YouTube, like, oh, you take it too seriously. Dude, I ran 6 shows a fucking week at times. 4,000, 3,000 people, fucking Florida. You know, Florida has some of the fucking drunkest, craziest fucking people in the world, as the internet has fucking clearly shown. You know, no. Like, if you touched a fan, you were not allowed to work for my company. If a fan touched you, everyone on that roster had to beat the living fuck out of them. That's it. You had to have barriers. And the fact that this happened is, you know, I don't know the details, but the fact that this happened, the person running the show and the security are at fault. End of fucking story. End of story.
I was just going to chip in there. When I've been to shows like in the UK, the security guard is there isn't paid security. It's basically the trainee wrestlers for that school. Like the actual company has a training school, and the fucking security people are the fucking things. So I remember I went and one of my friends is the trainee, and he's there as like a security guard. I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you, I could take you. Like, I could take you. Like, you should have I don't care how much money it costs. You should have paid security, not your fucking trainees. When your trainees are the size of me, a fucking podcast who sits on his ass talking into a mic every day. Like,
no. And I agree with that. But also, like, you know, a lot of times, you know, WWE and security have the same thing. A lot of times people think it's size. Now, sometimes size does matter. Like, if you're throwing around the ragdoll, but, you know, sometimes really good security guards will just touch you on the shoulder and be like, dude, this is this. And 90% of people will listen. You know, so like, you know, security guard size does matter because it's intimidation and all that shit. But at the same time, you have no idea how many times you just go up to someone, no matter how drunk they are, and be like, hey, bro, this is a bad idea. Why don't you sit down and enjoy the show? Most people listen to that. You know what I mean? So it's just, you have to be able to hold your own, and you have to know, like, angles. Like, there's so much to security that fucking, it drives me crazy that, it drives me crazy that security guards, like high-level security guards, get lumped in with mall cops. And also, B, it pisses me off that people call themselves security and be like, all right, what's the angle? How do you, like if you're a security guard and another security guard comes to you and be like, hey, what's the angle? And you're like, well, Kurt Angle just turned on EC3. Like, no, fuck you. That's not what I'm fucking talking about. There's ways in security guards, like formations and stuff, that you have to do because you're always outnumbered. So if you just have some fat ass walking around the ring and he doesn't know how to fucking be a decent security guard, like, we had security guards that was just horrible. Like, we'd have to fire. We'd just be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? Fuck, you know? I don't know. I know this is going to sound fucking dirty, but I've made a lot of money off security. And security is a high level, is a great occupation, is a great job, and they're really good at it. But there are so many people that are horrible at it. Ridiculous. Like WWE, like that CM Punk situation. It was like, oh, is it CM Punk's fault? Is it the fans' fault? No, that's all security's fault. There's no fucking way any of that should have happened. Any of it. That is security's fault. You know, and that's the thing. Real security companies know that. Real promoters know that. And now some poor girl is going to be set back. You know, I imagine A, it's going to shake her confidence. B, it's going to probably hurt her reputation. And C, that audience, you've lost control of them, and that's on. And I don't know. I don't know if it's WBN. I don't know if it's Sal. I don't know if it's even Craig Classic. Knowing that Miami, it's probably a friend of mine, and I would tell him face to face that should never happen, never in a million years. And wrestlers be like, "Oh, Dave's a dick," but there's a reason for me being a dick, you know. Like, I love Eric Cooper and Ralph Mosca. They're two guys, but they would go out there and be like, "I'll challenge anyone to a fight." Like, nope, we're not doing that on my card. We're not doing. It gets heel heat. Yeah, when your fat ass gets choked the fuck out by a fucking Hoist Gracie fucking guy, how fucking stupid is that? We're gonna lose money and we're gonna lose absolute control of the crowd. Oh, that would never happen. I'm like, why? Because you're a fucking pro wrestler? Get the fuck out of here. You know, especially in Tampa. Tampa's famous for fucking some of the best fighters in the world, and some of the best fighters in the world look fucking like nerds. You know, look at Hoist Gracie and Rich Franklin. You put them in a crowd of people. People are like, I can whoop that guy's ass. No, you can't. Look at Sakuraba. You know, besides the fact that his fucking ears weigh 800 pounds, most people won't know he's the fucking baddest motherfucker on the planet. So yeah, a lot of heels got pissed off at me because like, you're never cutting that promo again, ever. It's like, why? Okay. Like, I love the fact that they don't know. Like, why? Okay, well, we have 900 fucking drunk Floridians, and some of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet live in the Tampa Bay area. All right, we're investing money in you, and you're the face of the company. What happens when a nerd comes out and chokes the living fuck out of you? Well, that would never happen. Why? How would it not happen? What are you going to do against a Hoist Gracie? What are you going to do against any Gracie? Well, I'm going to give him an elbow. Shut the fuck up. Just don't fucking ever do that again. But yeah, that's just fucking sad. The whole situation is sad. And most likely, it's either a competitor or a friend of mine. But that's a sad situation because it's so bad. It's so fucking bad. And, you know, my heart, I don't know if I've ever worked with the girl because she lives in Florida. There's a small chance she's worked for my company. It might even be my fucking company. Or I don't own it anymore. I don't run the day-to-day and I don't own it, but the company that I created. But I don't know the details of it, but without a doubt, it is security's and the promoter's fault. Without a doubt. And if they don't man up and admit that, they should stop running shows and working security. You know, it's your job to protect your wrestlers. End of fucking story. End of fucking story. Wrestlers, you know, they have to put on an act, you know. I don't know. I'd like to see the film footage of it. And I hope it's not a friend of mine. Most likely it is a friend of mine, but yeah, it's fucking harsh advice, but it is. There's no fucking way. There's no way that should happen ever in a million years. And people are like, oh, well, fucking it's just pro wrestling, all this, blah, 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 blah. Fucking who gives a shit? Dude, go try to do that to Justin Bieber. Watch how fucking fast you get the fucking shit kicked out of you. Go try to do that to a celebrity. Go try to do that to an athlete. Go do that to the NFL field. Like, it's so funny. Oh, I respect pro wrestling. Yeah, well, no, you don't if you're fucking touching the wrestlers. If you touch someone, you fucking are being disrespected. Suspend them for 90 days, fucking pussy.
No, it depends if they're black or not, Coco. It depends if they're black or not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and you don't set when. This is the thing about life and pro wrestling in general, and promoting and Vince McMahon in life. If you don't set rules and don't live by them, nothing will ever be fair. Like, even you stand for nothing. You know, like, oh, I vote for this political party, but they're doing this. I know, but they're worse than the other guy. You stand for nothing. If you ever said, my party is not as bad as the other party, and that's why I vote for them, you stand for nothing. That's it. You stand for nothing. Have your set of rules, believe in them, and live by them. All right. The next story.
It's just comments about Big Show turning. They're talking about NXT, but me and Booms will be going live for an NXT review soon, so make sure you jump on board for that.
And I'll also be doing a Lucha Underground review probably after that.
Awesome. So there's some good stuff coming for you guys. It's been a pleasure, Dave, as always. Some great, fascinating stories. We've talked about security guards, raw TV ratings overall. A very interesting edition of PWME News, the semi-active daily show when it pertains pro wrestling news, gossip, rumors, and bullshit that Dave Meltzer comes on. That being said, Dave, it's actually been a fucking pleasure. I'll let you do your vintage outro because that's what the people came here for.
Yeah, we might not be the best podcast, but we're definitely the nerdiest. I don't think there's a podcast that breaks down security guards or camera angles as much as we do. All right, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out KocoSports.net. It's not being updated right now because A, real life, and B, Jerry, the guy who runs the day-to-day, is in and out of the hospital. But still, we have a marketing area, we have a print area, so please still check out KocoSports.net. It's not the best we've ever been, but sometimes real life knocks you down, and hopefully Jerry comes out of the hospital okay, and it does it. So get well, Jerry. Check out ProWrestling.me. That's my fault that that's not doing better. Hopefully we'll get more people involved, and hopefully we'll do a lot better. Me and LK, maybe at the end of the day, we'll have a meeting how to make our network better and how to make that website better. And if you have a podcast and anything like that, thanks to LK and his friends, we had to add rules. Just follow the rules and you can plug your shit. You'll never let that go. LK, you will go off and start your own network, your own TV show. You'll work for the USA Today, get picked up by the WWE, and we'll still be like, why is there rules on ProWrestling.me? Because of LK's friends.
Dude, the funny thing is, though, yeah. So the other day, I was seeing if you can embed other things. Okay, so I was seeing if you can embed the Podbean. They use the Podbean gimmick, right? They use the Podbean gimmick. So I tested. I just went on a random show. I clicked embed, copied and pasted the link that they give you from Podbean. It fucking works on the fucking podcast section.
The problem is too many people now use social media. Like Gary Vaynerchuk, the fucking king of fucking YouTube, in my opinion. Fucking advertising the age you live in. They literally, and I don't want to say their name, they're not the only ones. They literally advertise like someone from a third world country in the 90s. Like, it's not going to work, bro. It's not going to work. But good luck with everything you do. So please check out ProWrestling.me. It should be a lot better, and that's on me. And like, comment, subscribe, and there's a plan to do a lot of podcasts today. So hopefully you guys don't mind too much content because. And then tomorrow I'll be working. Do you have anything scheduled for tomorrow, or should we save that for another podcast talk?
Tomorrow I'll be doing a Ring of Honor and a SmackDown review. That's my plan of attack.
All right. Okay. Hit me up after you and Boom Boom are done. Stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to watch Boom Boom and LK break down NXT. And I will be breaking down Lucha Underground later today. And now I'm just repeating stuff. So with that, I am over. Bum, 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 bum.